Within the Asia and the Pacific, India has been a highlight when it comes to aviation infrastructure developments. There's a long list of airports that I could cover, and this channel I could say I've only scratched the surface. For this particular video, I'll be covering a new airport that is rising for the city of New Delhi and the national capital region of the country. This particular airport project has been known as the Jewar Airport, but recently it has been given an official name of the Noida International Airport, and is primed to be the biggest air hub of India. To understand why the city of Delhi is considering a second international airport, the current Delhi International Airport, also known as the Indira Gandhi Airport, is among the busiest airports in Asia and the world. Prior to the COVID-19 pandemic in 2019, the airport handled around 68 million travelers. With India being one of the fast-growing aviation markets in the world, similar to its other counterparts in Asia, Delhi Airport has its own fair share of crowding and congestion, which has been well documented locally and internationally. The current Delhi Airport operates with 3 runways in an area already surrounded by development, making it difficult for expansion. Until the COVID-19 pandemic, India's aviation industry has seen a big boom, and to help serve additional capacity to and from the Delhi area, commercial airline facilities have been built at an airfield named Hindon, which is primarily an Indian Air Force base. Even with the 2 airports serving the area already, there is a sense for a need for a 3rd airport in the area and a second major air hub for the city of New Delhi. That brings up the airport that will soon rise in the area of Jewar. The story of the Jewar Airport project starts in 2001 with a proposal made by the Uttar Pradesh government, a state which happens to be east of New Delhi. The proposal they made was for a greenfield airport near Greater Noida, which happens to be the western side of the state, and it just so happens to be it is very close to New Delhi. Since 2001, there has been some changes to the local government along with the proposal itself. Then in 2017, the Indian government gave the nod in principle for the project to go ahead. As for the site selected, the area that the project will be built on is in an area called Jewar, located around 80 kilometers southeast of Delhi, and around 72 kilometers from the current Delhi airport. With a planned area of around 5,000 hectares, it is set to become the largest airport in India, with up to 8 runways, depending on the land acquisition process, which I will go further later on. Construction is being planned and soon to start, as the projected opening for the airport is around 2023, and by then the airport is projected to handle around 12 million passengers to start. By the year 2040, the airport is expected to handle around 70 million passengers. For the immediate future after opening, it would take on the overflow traffic of Delhi Airport. As for the team behind it, there is a company named the Noida International Airport Company with the intent to build the airport as a public-private partnership. Along with them is the Uttar Pradesh government, which is involved in the land acquisition process. In the particular area of Jewar where the airport is going to be built on, the land is mostly owned by local farmers, and the land acquisition process started in 2019. The local government has offered compensation packages for those affected, however not everybody was happy. In 2019, the group suffered a setback as only 57% of the land needed for the project was acquired for the first phase, but since then things have gone more smoothly. While the land acquisition process continues, in 2019 the Noida Airport project awarded Flughafen Zurich AG, the operator of Zurich Airport, for the 40-year contract for the development and operation of the airport. The Zurich-based group created a subsidiary for the operations, and along with that, provided an early investment of around 650 million francs. As for the status of the airport project, the land acquisition for Phase 1 is complete, and the Uttar Pradesh government and the Zurich Airport operator officially signed a concession agreement for the project to start in October 2020. Earlier in February, the Indian government through the Airports Authority of India gave the final go-ahead for the project to start, pending a final security clearance from the Bureau of Civil Aviation of India. As for what we can expect for the new airport, a passenger terminal will be built, and the selected firm to design the airport is Nordic Grimshaw Haptic and Stupp. Among the notable projects this group has been involved in include the new Istanbul airport, and within the last few months there have been some artist depictions of what we could expect with the new airport terminal. The new airport will be designed to produce zero carbon emissions as a futuristic airport city, combining what is described as Swiss efficiency and Indian hospitality. By the time the Noida airport opens, we would likely see a recovery of the aviation industry in the post-COVID era, despite the pandemic throwing a bit of a wrench for the organizers of the project. As for the overall vision and the Megahub idea of it, this will depend on the success of the land acquisition process, which so far there are reports that the company still needs more land, specifically 16 more hectares for the first phase of the project. With the planned start of Phase 2 coming soon, dealing with local landowners will likely be the biggest challenge for the Noida International Airport project. What are your thoughts on the Noida International Airport project? I definitely would love to hear your ideas and thoughts on this, but in the meantime, I definitely hope you enjoyed this video. This has been Flights in Asia, highlighting the news and updates from the aviation and travel scene in the Asia Pacific. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.